Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. We get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. We got game number 17 happening tonight. Vegas Golden Knights in town. Second game and final game of the season between the two. So that's over pretty early between Vegas and Montreal. We lost to Vegas in overtime last time, which wasn't that long ago in Vegas. So maybe Vegas wants revenge. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I got some news. I got some the game preview. I've got the stats, the lineups, and I've also got this thing here. It's called the Guess the Score contest. Guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game. You can pick that guy from either team, and you win the cash prize of $10 directly into your bank account. The only other thing you got to remember is you got to be the first person in the comments with that guess. So before you make your guess, just check and see if there's any other guesses that are the same as yours, and you might have to adjust yours. Other than that, good luck to everybody who enters. And a little later on, I'll give you my guess for it. Mine doesn't count. I don't win my own money. So let's get into some news here. Vegas has lost 3 of its last 4 games. So they're kind of on a not great streak. So I don't know if that means that, we're going to beat them or they're due for a win here. They scored less than 3 goals in the losses, and those are the only times this season that they scored less than 3 goals. So if Montreal can keep them under 3, we probably win this game. Ex-Hab goalie Charlie Lindgren and the Washington Capitals shut them out on Tuesday. So, they got to be looking to not revenge that because it wasn't against us, but you know what I mean, to get back in the good books. Habs shooters that are in slumps. You could say Andy, Slav, Cole Caulfield right now. They took shots versus the shooter tutor in the hopes of honing in their shots. So like I said, Andy, Slav, Caulfield were among the shooters. So if you don't know what a shooter tutor is, it's basically something you put over the net. You got holes up in the corners, bottom corners, and for the 5 hole. So hopefully it hones their shot into those points, especially for Caulfield. He always tries to hit those things, and he hasn't been hitting the net or just placing it right on the goalie, So, so hopefully that'll pay off, especially tonight against Vegas. All right, I do have this. Nope, forgot to put it up, so I'll just say it. Pierre LaRouche, former Hab, who scored 50 goals in the 79-80 season for Montreal, turns 68 today. He also scored 50 for Pittsburgh before the trade to Montreal, and I'm not sure if that still holds up, but he was like the first person or one of the first to score 50 goals for 2 different teams. So happy birthday, Pierre LaRouche. All the best. Raphael Harvey-Pinard is out with a lower body injury. Jordan Harris is out with an upper body injury, so they'll be out tonight. Both are day-to-day. Jesse Alonen was already inserted into the lineup the other day for Armia, who was sent down to Laval, and Mike Pizzetto will step back in the lineup for Raphael Harvey-Pinard. And finally, for the news, Caden Primo is in the nets tonight. Second time this year of his 3 games. It'll be against Vegas. And he'll be facing Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill and Caden Primo tonight. My guess for the Guess the Score contest before we get to the preview is same score as the game in Vegas. 3-2 Vegas, overtime. Overtime doesn't matter. If you're guessing, if you say overtime, that's great. But if it's 3-2 and it's not overtime, you still win. Or whatever your guess is. I'm giving the first goal to Josh Anderson. I saw something today where, or was from yesterday in practice, he couldn't score a goal in practice either. And that might have been this morning. And that's like maybe a good sign, when a guy's really hot sometimes in practice and then he can't, and he can't do it in the game and vice versa. Hopefully it's the vice versa today for Josh Anderson, and he'll get his first goal of the season. Go Andy. All right, let's take a look at this game that we got. We got the Vegas Golden Knights, 12-3-1, and their 3 losses were in the last 4 games. And the Montreal Canadiens, 7-7-2. So basically, that's a 500 record today, but I mean it's 7 wins, 9 losses. So I don't know. I don't know how people see that as 500 record. But I die, whatever that word is. Don't get old, people. How to watch this game. Start time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. In the Habs region, it's on TSN2 in English and RDS in French. And in the Golden Knights region, Scripps Sports. Streaming ESPN Plus, TSN Plus, RDS, and Sportsnet Plus as well. It's not listed there. Let's see. Last 10 games, 4-5-1 for Montreal. They lost their last 2. And Vegas, 6-3-1. And they lost their last game, a 3-0 shutout to Washington. Season series, they played October 30th, 3-2 Vegas in overtime, and they're playing tonight. And that wraps it up for the season for them. Let's see, home and away. Vegas' away record, because they're on the road, 4-2-0. Montreal's home record, 5-5-0. So, yeah, you can't read anything into that. Atlantic standings from top to bottom: Boston, Florida, Detroit, Toronto, Tampa, Montreal. They're still tied for points. Buffalo, and then Ottawa bringing up the rear. And Montreal's place in the NHL standings is 20th right now, but there's 4 teams with 16 points: Pittsburgh, Arizona, Tampa, and Montreal. And then the Devils and the Sabres are right behind with 15 points each. So, refs tonight. The refs tonight are Ghislain Hebert and Brandon Schrader. Now, if you look at Brandon Schrader's numbers, it's small, but for last season with Montreal, again, when he was reffing Montreal's games, Montreal went 4-0-0. So maybe there's hope here for the other guy. Montreal went 3-4-0. So both the Schrader guy, he's not very experienced, 130 games, and Hebert has 867 games under his belt. We'll see what we get for the reffing. I gotta say, reffing hasn't been bad in the last 4 or 5 games. You know, they missed a couple of calls here and there, but I mean, not like it's been. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. It's an upside down world. Tail of the tape. Scoring chances for percentage. That's possession numbers: 48.7%, 19th for Montreal. 51.3%, 12th for the Knights. Goals per game, 2.75 for Montreal. It's dropping a little bit at a time. 26th, and 3.44 for the Knights, 9th. Goals against per game, 3.31 for Montreal, 20th, and 2.19, 3rd in the league for the Knights. Power play percentage, 21.5%, 14th in the league, and they've got 21.6%, 13th. So dead even. PK percentage, 77.3% for Montreal, 19th, and a good 86% for the Knights, 7th in the league. And I think it's 3 games in a row we've come up against teams with good penalty kills, and I don't think we've got a power play goal in those games. Head-to-head record last year, 0-1, and the Knights were 1-0-0. So they only played 1 time last year? Are they doing that? 1 time and then 2 and then 1? That's weird. I thought they played twice. Next up is, when I find where I am, face-offs. Golden Knights, 52.2%. At the dot, 8th in the league. Montreal, 52.6%. 7th in the league, so virtually tied there. Shots for and against. So shots allowed per game for Vegas, 29.9. For Montreal, 33.9. Shots on goal for Vegas, 30.8 and 29.9 for Montreal. Not a vast difference there. Players to watch over the last 5 games for points: Mark Stone for Vegas, 6 points, and Mike Matheson for Montreal, 5. Goals: William Karlsson, 4, and Nick Suzuki for Montreal, 3. Assists: Mark Stone with 4 assists and Mike Matheson 3 assists. And plus minus: Alex Pietrangelo 5 +5 and Jake Evans a +3. Team leaders: For this season, goals, William Karlsson with 8 for Vegas and Sean Monahan with 6 for Montreal. Points, William Karlsson with 18 points and Cole Caulfield with 14 for Montreal. Average time on ice, Peter Angelo, 23:43, and Matheson, 24:44. And for wins, Aiden Hill has 7, and Jake Allen has 3 for Montreal, but so does Sam Montembeault. So, and there you go. Vegas, top 5 scoring. William Karlsson leads the way with 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points, plus 12. Jack Eichel next up, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points, plus 3. Mark Stone, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points, plus 1. Shea Theodore, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points, plus 5. And Chandler Stevenson rounds the top 5 out with 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points, and he is even. Montreal's top 5, Cole Caulfield, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points, plus 1. He's the only plus on the top 5. Nick Suzuki, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points, as does Sean Monahan. And Nick is a -8, Monahan a -3. Matheson, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points, -9. And Brendan Gallagher, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points, -7. So we know goalies tonight. We know Caden Primo's in nets tonight. So Caden Primo, in 2 games so far, he has 1 win, 1 loss. He has a .903 save percentage, which is nice to see, and a .295 goals against. So for the first time, I kind of think in his career with Montreal, that he has numbers that you look at and go, oh, those are nice numbers. You know, not the best, but they're not the worst either. So all 3 goalies with plus 900 save percentages. So that's also nice. So Primo getting the start tonight. Aiden Hill, 7-1-1, a 1.75 goals against, and a 939 save percentage. So, and 2 shutouts to go along with that. So we'll see what happens. It doesn't mean he can't be beaten. We'll see if we can tonight. Vegas's lines. Jack Eichel centering first line with Barbashev and Marchessault on his wings. Amadio, second line center with Howden and Stone on his wings. Karlsson with Durafayev and Cotter. Welcome back, Cotter. Mr. Cotter. That's not how it was spelled, though. On his wings. Do that again. Karlsson, Durafayev, and Cotter. Third line, fourth line, Nicholas Roy, who I think is back in the lineup after being out. Carrier and Colasar on the wings. Alex Martinez, the 2 Alexes, and Alex Pietrangelo. First pairing, Braden McNabb, Shea Theodore. Second pair, Ben Hutton, Zach Whitecloud. Third pair, Hill with the start. Logan Thompson backing him up. And Montreal's lines look like this. Pretty much unchanged, except for fourth line. Suzuki, Newhook, and Anderson. Dvorak, Slavkovsky, and Caulfield. Monahan, Pearson, and Gallagher. Evans will now center Pizzetta and Ulinen on his wings. Matheson and Barron, first pair. Gouli, Kovacevic, second pair. And Jacki and Lindstrom, third pair. Caden Primo with the start. Jake Allen backing him up. And that's it. I don't know what to expect tonight with Vegas coming off of, 3 losses in their last 4 games. Is that the team we're going to see? I hope so. If not, Montreal's a good battler. We were in Vegas not too long ago and battled them to a shootout loss, actually. It wasn't an overtime. It was a shootout loss. You can't go much further than that, right? That can't be any closer. So I hope that team shows up. That team is here. Different lines, but doesn't mean we can't give the same kind of fight. Montreal always battles right to the end. The face-offs, we're even with them on the face-offs. Power plays are even. They've got a better PK than us. But on a game-by-game basis, that might not mean anything, right? So we'll see what happens with that. I hope Montreal has a good game. I hope we see some offense finally from Anderson and Slavkovsky. So, get off the schneid. They can relax a little bit. And the fans will get off their backs. That would be nice. And I have a feeling if they do get their first, Slav has a goal already, but if they do get some points here, I think if Andy gets a goal, we're going to see him go on a bit of a streak. He's a streaky goal scorer. We'll see that. Hopefully Slav will just get into like a regular, He's putting up points like a normal player, right? He's doing everything else. Points aren't coming. They will come soon. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you soon. Till then, stay safe. Peace out. And I'll see you 7 o'clock at the live stream. So hopefully you guys will join me there. Ciao, everybody. Have a great day.